can be a place for progress on this planet. It can be a place for a decent humanitarian approach to people, but they failed migrants. 30,000 of them have drowned in the Mediterranean, and they intend putting up more walls against migration. Instead of embracing the humanitarian aspects that could be embraced, they've absolutely failed. And as Keane said, they failed the Palestinian people. But they've also created such really shocking hypocrisy and double standards around the question of war, that they're gung-ho about Ukraine and more and more expenditure on militarization of the countries across Europe to support Ukraine, but totally ignore the plight of the Palestinians and instead continue to create a screen around Israel and support them militarily. On the climate, I think it's utterly shocking that in an area like Europe, one of the richest parts of the planet, could do so badly on climate, because this part of the planet is heating up faster than any other. Europe is really failed on emission targets, and we want to see things like free public transport and other initiatives that Brian talked about being brought in. And finally, I want to make the point that we will not achieve any of that by cooperating with the parties that align with Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They're part of the problem. They're certainly part of the problem in this country, and if they were willing, if candidates like Barry Andrews and Regina Darby would hold their hands up and say, mea culpa, we caused the housing crisis and the crisis in our health service because we've run this state for the last 100 years, and stop deflecting the blame back onto migrants and the most vulnerable in this country. I think that would be a big achievement. So we want to make this message very strong. We want to be positive about Europe, or at least we want to see a positive approach to a European unity that is about creating solidarity and possibilities. Europe has failed on all of these things, and we want to bring that message with us at the same time as telling people that it can be different. It can be so different if we put people and planet before profit.
Thanks very much, Ruth. Thanks very much for the two candidates being here today and putting the platform forward for us. So I'm going to open it up if anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask.
What group would you align with in the Parliament if any of you were elected? And I suppose how concerned are you too about that move that seems across the kind of retreating on climate policy that seems to be taking hold at the moment?
Well, answer the first question, Micheál, is the left group. I think it's called DUV or something. Sorry about that, but it has two explanations. And I think they're changing that to a left bloc name, and that's who we would align with. I think the same with Sinn Féin or with another left groups across Europe are with. On the second question, I think it's absolutely outrageous the way the mainstream parties, the Conservative parties, have leaned in quite obviously and quite heavily into far-right rhetoric. And Ursula von der Leyen herself, in order to maintain her position for the next 5 years, is really trying to court the far-right, the Malonis and the Le Pens of this world. She's trying to court them and bring them on board, instead of rejecting the racism and the division and the hate that they sow and breed. It's really dangerous. When you see the middle ground leaning into the far right, and we've seen it before in history, back when fascism rose across Europe in the past, it's a really dangerous move, and therefore it's very important that people understand that getting a strong left representation into Europe is the balance against that, the counterbalance against the growth of the far right.
The campaign for Barron is as if someone who's been to many campaigns, is this different to any other one, and that really seems to be intended for many candidates?
Well, I have to say, most of the canvassing I've done is in South Central, along with Hazel and others, and we're not getting a huge amount of healthy Irish first. We hate you in pieces because you're not looking after us, you're looking after the migrants. But I know it's out there. But the point is, I think when we have encountered